And we're out and about again, Roisin. We're here in the town of Thurles. We're continuing our travels, talking to various different politicians across Tipperary. And this evening we'll be interviewing Councillor Jim Ryan.
And there's Paul, we're out and about, and we haven't been up at the door in the last couple of months, but we are out and about.
Yeah, exactly. And it's great to be able to get out and about and see these different towns across the country and get a real sense of what the issues are on the ground.
Yeah, and that's what's important, because a lot of people, politics is all local politics, and it's all about, everyone thinks all national. Well, you know what? You have to talk to the local county councillors who are the boots on the ground and talking to everybody at grassroots level.
Absolutely, and Councillor Ryan, who we'll be interviewing in a little while, he's a public representative since 1999, so he's got plenty of experience, and he just fell short of winning a seat in the new North Tipperary constituency. Ryan O'Mara of Fianna Fáil getting the last seat, who we interviewed there a few weeks ago.
Down in Nina.
Yep, which wouldn't be 100 miles from ourselves here in Thurles.
No, Thurles is just down the road from Kilkenny, and with the constituency in the northwest Kilkenny. I always get mixed up.
Exactly.
What is it? The northwest Kilkenny.
Kilkenny, northwest of the county is in the North Tipperary constituency. So Jim and other politicians at the last general election, they were knocking on doors in Freshford and Tullaroan, and be interested to see what Jim's thoughts were on having to canvass in another county.
Well, Paul, let's go in and find out.
Let's. And you're very welcome to the Irish Political Roundup with me, Paul Brophy, and my colleague Roisin is on camera duties and doing a great job as always. And we're delighted to be joined by Independent Councillor on Tipperary County Council for the Thurles electorate area, Councillor Jim Ryan. Jim, last time we spoke, it was in the run-up to the general election. You must have been very pleased in how you performed, that you were the last person to be eliminated, but must have been disappointed just to miss out on that last seat in the North Tipperary constituency.
Yeah, I suppose there would have been mixed emotions. Obviously, it's tough to come forth in a three-seater. Not nice position to be in some people's minds. But I suppose my own viewpoint, I was very happy. I have to say, I only entered the race at the very last minute. I never really had intention to run for the general election, but when Jackie Cahill, the local TD here in Thurles, decided to retire, I just felt that Thurles needed to retain that seat, and with nobody else putting their name forward, pressure came on me from the business people in Thurles, from my own supporters and family, to run in the election. So I suppose it was a last minute decision. We only had maybe 3.5-4 weeks canvassing. We only knocked on, I'd say, about 20 to 25% of the doors in Tipperary. Like, there were some areas like Nina, Borrisokane, Clough, Newport, we didn't knock on one door. So to come forth in a very competitive constituency, was a great result. Absolutely delighted with it. And obviously, as you say, I was there till the Monday, the very last count, and last person to be eliminated. So yeah, it was mixed emotions, mixture of disappointment and obviously happiness, and that's the way I'm looking at it.
You're elected representative since 1999. You were elected to the now abolished Thurles Urban District Council. You're here in Thurles working on the ground. What are you hearing and feeling when you're knocking on doors, when you're going down the high streets and the side streets and the local villages kind of that surround Thurles?
Yeah, look, I'm 26 years a councillor. As you correctly say, so I was first elected in 1999, and I've always found it to be an honour and a privilege, to be elected by my fellow constituents here in the Thurles area. That's the question, what am I hearing on the ground? I mean, how long have you? Because people are frustrated out there. Thurles electors left behind. That's just another typical example of, why Thurles has been underrepresented in the Dáil down through the years. As far as I'm concerned, we have problems. I could again list them off here tonight, but that's just one typical example of where Thurles has been let down very badly.
And what other projects are you working on currently in Thurles at the moment?
Well, look, there's a long battle there for the bypass for Thurles. We need it. We're the only town in Tipperary that doesn't have a bypass. It's incredible to think it. Council have stated that they did a traffic survey of Slieve de Mon Road in Thurles, which is the main artery into the town centre, and they calculated over 14,000 vehicles pass through Thurles on a daily basis. So you can imagine, how let's say the negative impact that's having on people's lives, the frustrations it's causing people stuck in traffic jams, the noise pollution, the air pollution, damage to roads and infrastructure, the damage to buildings themselves, and the damage to business as well. Because when you have traffic jams and you're going to, you want to shop in Thurles town centre and you see a traffic jam going back as far as the hotel, knowing it's going to take you over 30 minutes just to get into the town centre, you're not going to shop in the town centre, you're going to go elsewhere. So, we need a bypass. It's been promised since 1957.
1957.
Yeah, that was the first time a bypass for Thurles was mentioned.
Nearly 70 years.
Yeah, but it has to be included in the National Development Plan, and the current plan, which goes up to 2040, doesn't have Thurles in it for a bypass. That plan is up for review later this year, and I'm hoping that our TDs here in Tipperary, but particularly our Government TD here in Thurles, Michael Lowry, would use his influence to ensure that when that development plan is being reviewed, that the bypass project for Thurles is included in it. Because if it's not, it basically means that there'll be no bypass for Thurles until after 2040, which is disaster for the town.
Councillor Jim Ryan, thanks a million for taking the time to chat to us here on the Irish Political Roundup. Both Roisin and myself are delighted to be invited down to talk to you here in your office about all the things that are happening here in Thurles, and hopefully we'll see you on in the next general elections as well.
Look, thank you very much for coming. Delighted to have you, and it's important to get the message across there, and it's also important that that people realise that they have someone there that they can depend on and someone that represents them. So hopefully that's what people see in me anyway.